Matt Hamilton, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN.
It's not been perfect. It's not been pretty at times, but one thing that can never be denied is their perseverance and their unwillingness to quit. And there's no give in this group, no flinching, no matter what the score is. And I think we've been in so many of these games this year.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN Madison studio with Matt Hamilton, here's Jim Rutledge.
Does this mean Elijah Moore is coming to the Green Bay Packers? Mecole Hardman, you heard it in Alex Stroh's Sports Center. Mecole Hardman signs with the Jets. Mecole was on the Chiefs last year, didn't play much in the playoffs with an injury, and does play a similar role to Elijah Moore. Now, why the Packers just wouldn't sign Mecole Hardman and ask for another draft pick is beyond me, if that's actually the case. But setting that aside, maybe as we try to read the tea leaves, maybe that's the precursor to the Jets moving Elijah Moore along with a pick and a conditional pick over to the Green Bay Packers. But they have time. I would say, Matt Hamilton, the first semi-important deadline is the NFL draft, but that's at the end of April. So you have time.
And that's probably something the Jets wouldn't mind pushing past because they would love to use their picks for their own team rather than trading them to the Green Bay Packers.
Absolutely. He's Matt Hamilton. I'm Jim Rutledge. This is Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light. The Mountains are blue. You know what to do.
And that's crush a Coors Light, my friends.
Your poll is crushing it, right, Matt?
It has been crushing it. We've got like 120 votes, I believe, on the second poll, like 190 on the first one, something like that.
Cool.
Oh, it's been absolutely crushing it. And that is just so Wisco for our fans to be voting on something that's so Wisco.
So can I go meta with you in the audience right now? I have a question.
Can I say no?
844-770-3776. Debate around the office that I started, but I wanted to know because
hot start.
242 votes.
Because Matt Hamilton, you're a traveler, but you've lived your life in Wisconsin.
Yes.
Alex Stroh,
this debate. Interesting.
You lived your entire life in Wisconsin.
I have.
As we're doing this So Wisconsin poll, I wonder, I don't know the answer to it. I lived in Florida. There were things that people who were from Florida loved, especially because they were from Florida.
Gator bites.
Exactly. And Gator bites are fine.
Yeah.
But like someone not from Florida, it's not part of my identity. So I sometimes ask the question, and again, I like cheese, I like some of these things, but Matt Hamilton wears, like, part of my identity is not being from Wisconsin. That's not how, when people ask me about me, I don't identify, in my identifications, I don't say I'm from Wisconsin. Like, that's not like high on my list of things. When people say, hey, Jim Rutledge, tell me about you. Well, I'm married. I have two wonderful daughters. I work at ESPN. I love kayaking, playing basketball. Like, I'm running, like, that's my story. Like, and like, these are the sports teams I like. And I went to school at Florida Atlantic University. Saying I'm from Wisconsin, it's not a bad thing, but that's not high up on my top 10 things when I tell people about myself, because it doesn't really define me.
That's funny how different we are.
Right. Because I just don't understand how where you're from is necessarily defining to you. Just like, I don't know, like, my family's heritage. Like, I don't know, like, oh, maybe they're Irish and English. I have no idea. It's also not part of how I define myself. I don't really care because it's not part, like, in theory it is, but it only is if I allow it to be. So the question, it's more of a meta question, is like, do you like love certain things because you're from Wisconsin and it's part of your identity to love these things, or do you love them separately? And we're all guilty of it. Like, I love the Union Terrace.
Yeah.
Is it so much better than anywhere else in the world? I don't know, but I think it's great. So it's not like just you. I love Devil's Lake. I think it's one of the best places in the Midwest. Is it? Yeah. But Matt loves these Wisconsin things.
Oh yeah.
Are they great? Or are they great because we're from Wisconsin? So it's like a meta question. So 844-770-3776. Answer the impossible. Do you like things because they're good, or do you like them more because they are part of how you identify yourself?
See, I was trying to explain that I love cheese, like, period. So the fact that I love cheese curds makes a lot of sense. And Jim's like, well, how do you know you like cheese? Because you grew up in Wisconsin.
Well, no,
so
that
wasn't
wasn't
even answer his question, really.
Well, that's why it's meta. I'm not saying it's right or wrong.
It's meta. What's the opposite of meta? Beta?
Nobody wants to be beta around here. So we'll go meta. And I will go with
or not meta.
844-770-3776. There's no answer to it, but it's just every once in a while, it's good to examine things.
I'm really confused.
Like, what's something that you love that's very Wisconsin?
Cheese.
Okay. Do you love cheese more because you're from Wisconsin? If you were just born
Probably.
in Alabama, I feel like you could still like cheese is delicious. I mean,
Yeah.
so I'm not saying
I
that,
might love it. I probably love it more because I'm from Wisconsin.
and you might. I
I
don't know what's specific to like if you're from Kentucky, you probably
Bourbon.
Kentucky bourbon specifically you think is
Ooh.
better than anyone else's.
I mean, it is.
True, but Tennessee bourbon is pretty. Tennessee whiskey. Like, there's different things you can do. Like,
True.
there's great bourbons made here in the state of Wisconsin. Do we love? So it's just more of a, like.
Yeah, no, I hear where you're coming from. And
So it's not just a
Jim,
Wisconsin
did
thing.
you do some Madison extracts before the show? What's going on
Just
here?
open up your mind,
yeah,
man.
Just examine. Let's just examine together.
So-
But we're doing the Wisconsin brackets, so it just got me thinking. Like, are these special to us? Because Matt Hamilton has tweeted it out. This is where it really came from. Matt Hamilton, in an effort to really prop this poll up, which when you look at the amount of views to votes, maybe doesn't prop the poll up. But we are getting a lot of votes. And I will say that this might be an audience that's outside of Wisconsin. So it could skew the results in a way that is maybe not the results we're looking for all the time. It hasn't come that way yet. But if you're, let's say you're from Iowa and you're being asked about the Packers or EAA, you might say EAA because, again, Packers it's kind of like your religion
too. Yeah.
But it's also in Wisconsin, it's your religion. Like, you're just raised to love the Packers and love cheese and all these sorts of things. But that's the other part of it. My parents, not from Wisconsin, so I was raised a little different than the two of you.
Yeah.
So that's all part of it. Nurture versus nature. Rip Rona chimes in. I feel like I'm supposed to say I love Culver's cheese curds because I'm from Wisconsin, but shout out to the Culver's that opened up in Oregon. Culver's cheese curds are fine. They're not the best. The best cheese curds I've ever had anywhere has been at Cheese Days in Monroe.
Okay.
And I'm not the only one that I was told this going down. And usually you guys know me and people hype things up to me. I'm automatically going to be like, this ain't it. But I went down there and those were it. The cheese curds at Cheese Days in Monroe. I think it's made by the Lions Club down there. They are, because I think they take those squeaky cheese curds everyone loves, and it is like fresh squeaky cheese curds right into the batter and then right into your mouth. So it is like top of the line.
That's where I'm at too. Is like people say cheese curds, and I would like it if it was defined, because my first thought is cheese curds is like farmer's market fresh squeaky cheese curds, not the deep fried ones necessarily. And don't get me wrong, they're both fantastic, but tough to beat. I mean, I remember doing the farmer's market, walking around the square. You'd go and find a cheese curd right out the gate, and then you'd be able to do the rest of the walk and have a little snack of some cheese curds. Like, pretty legendary stuff.
Right. And it's just different. My youngest likes cheese curds. My oldest does not like cheese or cheese curds. My brother does not like cheese at all, except for like if it's on a pizza.
Interesting.
Like maybe a cheeseburger, but usually not. And he's not going to eat cheese just out. And my oldest daughter's the same way.
I mean, the first time we hung out, I put out a plate of cheese.
And I love a good charcuterie board. Absolutely. I'm not anti-cheese.
Say that word again.
Charcuterie board?
Close. Cooterie.
Cooterie?
Charcuterie board.
Charcuterie board.
Honestly, pretty close.
Yeah.
Toot. You said toot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tutory.
All right. Charcuterie board.
I like charcuterie.
I do like it
That's
better.
funny.
It's fun
We
to
just
say.
change the word.
There you go. Change the word.
Sorry, I'm just in Jim
844-770-3776.
vibes right now.
Oh, no, it's
also visited
I feel
Madison
like-
Extracts.
I feel like the cloud is traveling over here a little bit.
Well, actually, since you're talking about Madison Extracts, I will give them a shout out, Matt. I know that you love to talk about them all the time.
I
but
do.
My wife has been, she's been like having a tough time, like sleeping through the night for a long time. Like, something wakes her up, and she's one of those people, if she's up, then her mind starts running, and it's just one of those things. So initially, she was trying different things, and then we finally said, how about we'll try the tincture from Madison Extracts,
Which is specialized for sleep because it's got CBD and CBN, which is what's going to help you get to sleep and stay asleep.
So she's been doing she's been kind of test casing it, and they both work well, and one works a little better than the other depending on how her night's going. So if she's a little bit wired, then she'll take the tincture because it'll get her kind of lowered a little bit quicker, and then that'll get her to sleep. If she's having, let's say she's kind of tired of normal night, about an hour and a half before bed, she'll have one of their gummies over there, and the Delta 8, and then when she's ready to go to sleep, and then she goes right through the night.
All right.
And so she is loving the CBD for sleep. Obviously, everyone's going to have different experiences with it, but that's one that's working for
the
her.
Experts there can help you find what's going to work best for you. That's for sure.
Yes. So, Matt, you obviously love the extracts as well.
Yes, Madison Extracts is one of my absolute favorites. You can go over there, 1810 Wright Street, east side of Madison. They've got some of the best CBD in the business. It's grown here in Wisconsin, processed at their store on 1810 Wright Street, and then sold to you by Wisconsinites. That's right, seed to sale. Madison Extracts has the CBD for you, whether it's gummies, tinctures, smokables, some of the other fun stuff in the Delta 8 and Delta 9 as well. All of them can have a purpose for you, not just for a good time. Go find the experts at Madison Extracts, and they'll tell you exactly what will work best for you.
Tim from Cambria chimes in 844-770-3776. Wisconsin cheese is just as good as currency when you're looking for a place to hunt out west.
That's pretty good to know. And I'm not surprised. I've had Vermont cheddar.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Thumbs down. 2 thumbs down.
See, and this is where you and I separate. Like when I was in Florida, and so maybe it's just where I am, I don't remember ever just eating cheese. Like it's just not a thing that was brought out. I'm sure they have people that make cheese down there, but nobody was putting out cheese and crackers or cheese and sausage.
On a charcuterie board?
Or anything else like that. And so that's just not a thing. So I couldn't tell you if it was Wisconsin cheese or anyone else's cheese. I don't have that sort of palate for it. So again, is that because you love cheese, or is that because part of your identity is really knowing the difference between, or do you actually know the difference, or you just say, well, this one was from Vermont and they told you the other one's from Wisconsin, and I'm
sure that played a part in it, but I'd be willing to bet if you gave me 2 like sharp cheddar cheeses, one from Vermont and one from Wisconsin, I can tell the difference.
I kind of want to test this, but now I want to ask you a question, because I feel like Alex Stroh's a big Coles fan back there. You get a lot of Coles.
Is that supposed to be an insult?
No, you just look like you're flushing Coles cash and not actual cash.
I am proud to announce that tonight I will be spending Coles cash.
Ooh.
Getting ready for vacation next week. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, buddy, that $12.50 swimsuit's gonna look good on you.
Yeah, well, damn straight, man.
You better believe.
Maybe hit up H&M as well, buy a $4 t-shirt.
Well, Coles specifically here is a very Wisconsin thing. So I didn't know, Matt, is Coles on your board here?
No, and it could be swapped out for something else.
Now, again, this is Matt's, what do you call this here?
That's So Wisco board.
That's
Are
So
we
Wisco
introducing
board.
the next round?
We're going to do it right here.
We're going to do it right now.
I would also like to put out a disclaimer, anyone who does chime in. This is Matt Hamilton's list, and I had a feeling that Coles was not going to be on it because I don't feel like Matt Hamilton goes to Coles. So you do not give off the look of someone who's flushing Coles cash. Take that as a compliment or not.
I grew up getting decked out in Coles gear, though. Mom
Same.
had Coles cash coming out the ears.
Same. And honestly, this shirt might be from Coles because my wife got it for me, and she is decked out in Coles because she likes shopping at Coles. I don't, but she does, and this is a fine shirt. So I'm not saying like you can't get nice things there. It's not where I want to go.
Right.
But to Matt, the point is like Coles is pretty Wisconsin because it's in Wisconsin and it is like Midwest. I don't know how much it spreads out. I don't know what the reach
is probably
much like Culver's has that reach.
Oh, Culver's is getting real big.
And like AmFam, obviously, but AmFam's it's a little different with like your insurance as opposed to like buying food or clothes. So, all right, Matt, what's the next one you got on here?
So we have to do another 1 seed versus an 8 seed. So I think I know where this is going to go, but our Madison contingency might be able to push this the other direction. We've got a Milwaukee Bucks game at Pfizer Forum in the South region versus Madison's own Union Terrace. Both really enjoyable. They both got their own pros in their own mind. You know, like you could make an argument for either, but we're going to find out what's more Wisconsin. Alex, put it up on the polls. I'll retweet it. That's Milwaukee Bucks game versus the Union Terrace in Madison.
Exciting stuff.
It is. I am just thrilled at this. If there was going to be a Fairleigh Dickinson Purdue matchup, this could be it. We knew the Packers weren't going to get beat by the EAA AirVenture. It was not even close. It was
I'll let
85.
you go ahead and announce the results from the other day.
Yeah, so the poll's not technically done, but they're a little out of reach. The Packers win over the EAA AirVenture Air Show, 85-15 blowout. And then in a slightly closer one, we have opening day of hunting versus Devil's Lake. That is 52.5 versus 47.5. Probably going to give it to opening day, but, it's still got another hour, so we'll see. Go ahead, go on and vote. And I'm going to retweet our current poll, and you'll get 2 more today because we're going to try and just crush through all these. This week, it's the Milwaukee Bucks game versus the Union Terrace in Madison.
Brett O'Clair just firing off bad basketball takes here. One, I don't like the Bucks, but never been to Union Terrace, but would rather see what Union Terrace has to offer. Well, of course you would, Brett, if you don't like the Bucks. That's your first bad basketball take.
Don't hate it, though. Union Terrace has a lot to offer, so you should check it out sometime.
Yeah, absolutely.
Union Terrace is fun.
And if you do, really, Brett, let us know. We'll happily have a Coors Light with you out there. Happily do that.
Is it open right now?
Well, I don't think he's coming down today. But
well,
come down.
I don't think it's open quite yet.
No. Okay, yeah.
And then also
in there though,
a little. Apparently, Brett wasn't listening yesterday because he comes in with still think Shaka Smart's better than Craig Gard.
Hey, Greg Gard and Shaka Smart both undefeated in the NIT and CBA.
Well, to the point of one, let's not forget that Shaka has double the amount of wins in the tournament and tournament appearances and overall wins than Shaka Smart. But also, Shaka Smart won the NIT. So how about you at least do what Shaka Smart did, Brett?
He's going to.
Who
Badgers
cares?
are going to win this puppy.
Nobody cares.
Okay,
this is Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light. Miss any of the show? Find full show podcasts free on Wisconsin On Demand and wherever you get your podcasts.
If you're looking for a special piece of jewelry for any occasion, Condon Jewelers is always there for you. Condon Jewelers has the best selection of jewelry you'll ever find and guaranteed to have the lowest prices in the Madison area. Free shipping is always available. Visit CondonJeweler.com or call 241-3406 and ask for Jim, the owner, who's at the store every day. Shop locally. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
3801 is your total.
Oh, I'll use my new Lake Ridge Bank card.
They say Lake Ridge Bank is a community bank. Does that really matter?
I think it matters where you bank. It means the money deposited in Lake Ridge Bank stays in our communities. You know that new business down the street? That was financed by Lake Ridge Bank. They even sponsor my kids' teams.
Oh, wow. So it really does matter. How do you know so much about Lake Ridge Bank?
Because I bank there. Visit us online at lakeridge.bank.
Member FDIC.
North and South Seafood and Smokehouse is the official barbecue and seafood and smokehouse of Rutledge and Hamilton. Make sure to listen every Wednesday for your chance to win a $50 gift card to North and South Seafood and Smokehouse in Madison, Verona, and DeForest. North and South Seafood and Smokehouse.
Are you looking for a fast-paced job in a fun and exciting work environment? Look no further than Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison. We offer a wide range of job and shift availability in both part-time and full-time positions. Competitive wages and great benefits await you at Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison. Visit us in person or check out our website to see all of our job openings. Make work fun and apply for a job at Madison's only casino.
Hi, I'm Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock with Retirement Income Strategies. And what sets us apart is we're an independent, family-run office. We help clients like you understand the financial world and build a portfolio that's in your best interest. To learn more, go to MadisonMoneyGuy.com.
Gold medalist Matt Hamilton here to tell you about Wisconsin's best choice for roofing, siding, windows, and doors, Ridgetop Exteriors. I know they're the trusted local experts who consider customer service their number one goal, but don't just take my word for it. Jake and Dawn are both recent customers who left 5-star reviews for the outstanding service and quality of work on their projects. Get a free estimate for your home project today by logging on to ridgetopexteriors.com. Visit ridgetopexteriors.com.
Ben Brust here to tell you about the Princeton Club. I joined the Princeton Club because I was looking for a place I could invest in my health, and the environment and the community I have felt has made it so easy for me to incorporate it into my everyday life. It doesn't matter where you're at in your fitness journey because they have something to offer everyone. It also goes beyond fitness. From the moment you walk in the club to the moment you walk out, there is a togetherness felt throughout the members and staff that keeps you going for your better tomorrow. Don't wait any longer and get started on your fitness journey today at PrincetonClub.net. That's PrincetonClub.net.
You're listening to Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealership.
I need your love. You got me burning up. I think I'll call you Mrs. Valentine. So eat me alive.
You know, I saw a good tweet about the Badgers in the NIT the other day, and it was last night, and I'll share it because it does, I think, sum up my thoughts on the NIT. I'm a big liker on Twitter, so like I have to scroll through and find the one that I like because I like to be positive. You guys know that. So Evan Flood,
super positive guy.
Look, there's a difference between being a realist and also being positive. I like to support people.
Jim.
And
Not the Badgers.
Judgmental Jim.
Here's the way I need to support success. So Evan Flood put this out. He works for one of the recruiting sites, and he put this out there. Nobody wants to be in the NIT. You're not going to frame this as a successful season, no matter how far they go. But credit this group. They're getting a lot more out of this than they probably would if they'd snuck in the NCAA tournament and lost that first game. And I agree with that. The players, they're playing hard and they're busting their butts. But we know this about me. College basketball to me is a dramatically lesser sport. And I watched it last night because there was nothing else on. And it's just a lot of bad basketball. Mostly the Ducks are included in that. They were not playing good basketball. Just a lot of horrendous threes. The Badgers at least got good looks. They just missed them. A horrendous play at the end by CJ. But the Badgers got the game. And so I just don't like to watch bad basketball but last night there was nothing on, but the Badgers got the win. So all the credit to the players and Coach Gard for coaching those players. Because again, my problem with Coach Gard is not that he can't coach. It's that he needs better players. And that's on him to get the better players to not have to play in the NIT. So I'm not taking away anything from their effort. I'm not taking away anything from how hard they're trying, or if they win it, that's fine. But I also am not going to give a darn about it, nor did anyone in the state of Oregon. 3,000 people showed up for that.
Bad.
Yeah, so don't try to tell them. And only 10,000 people showed up in Madison.
What are you saying only? That's the most attended NIT game this season.
Okay, but that's the point. You're putting the asterisk on it. So in general, compared to even a regular season game against Rutgers, 10,000 people care less about it. So this games in Madison in this important tournament have less value to the fans in the area than a game against Rutgers on a Tuesday night.
What I am impressed about, though, and I will give Greg Gard credit for this, is how easy would it have been for the Badgers just to roll over and be like, we're not in the big dance. Let's not worry about this. They could have North Carolina and just not even signed up.
And I have no problem North Carolina do that. They are
Me
a
neither.
blue blood. But
I understand it, but it's like Greg Gard's like, you know what? We made our bed. Now let's sleep in it. Let's put our big boy pants on and finish the season with a couple wins in a row. And I think where he's got his team's mentality right now is really good. And that's, to your point, this is not necessarily something to be celebrated, but this is something that we can look as a building block. If we can go out, play 5 games in the NIT, play well, whether we win the final or not, but get there, get as much potential practice as a squad in as we can, it's going to improve us for next year. So there's reasons to be excited about this. Not necessarily winning the NIT is the reason, but the reason is we could be better. We could be one of those 33% of NIT teams that make the jump from NIT back to the NCAA championship next year. So I think there's a lot of good things to be found in this. It's not premier level basketball, but it's getting us back on the right track, hopefully.
All the best to him. I just don't want to have to partake in it. Don't buy the t-shirt. Don't hang a banner. Don't make a t-shirt. But the players, to Matt's point, and I think you said it too, you made your bed, now lie in it and make the best of it. And that's what these players are doing. That's what Guard's doing. And that's a credit to all of them. But I also don't want to have to participate. I don't want to be a part of it. I was offered tickets to the game on Sunday. I said, no way. I'd rather go watch Braylon Allen hit a golf ball at X Golf than watch the Badgers play Liberty. Pass. And so I don't have this passion.
Missed a great game.
No, I didn't.
Hey, you
I
did.
did not. Close doesn't mean great.
Disagree.
Well, you can disagree all you want. Great basketball is guys making shots and making good basketball plays over and over again. Not both sides playing bad basketball and then having it be tight in the end, which was last night's game. I guess I can't speak specifically to the Liberty game. The last night's game was two teams playing mid basketball, and Wisconsin gutted it out. And credit to them for gutting it out, but it's also not entertaining basketball because there's also nothing of importance on the line. Like college basketball, at least for the tournament, like we all have money into this. We all have the tournament's just fun. It's the biggest stage. So that all matters. But again, to the players and the coaches and the whole team over there, keep up the good work. I'm just not going to participate in watching it. But I did watch it last night, so I guess maybe I'll end up doing it. If there's nothing else on, I'll watch it.
You've watched way more Badgers games than you have FAU games this year.
No.
Oh, yeah, you have.
I've watched 4 FAU games.
And you've watched way more than 4 Badgers games.
Start to finish?
Yeah.
But I'll say this. FAU basketball.
You've gone to 4 Badgers games this
but
year.
it's not like I can watch FAU basketball.
I know. I'm not saying you can. I'm not saying it's your
That's
fault.
actually more fun to watch.
Well, yeah, they're a tournament.
They have 70 possessions. Between FAU and FDU, they had 70 possessions in one half.
But this isn't the first year Big Ten basketball has existed, Jim.
I know.
Let's not act like there's a one-year problem.
But the big NIT is a problem. And the Badgers are part of it. The whole Big Ten is full of NIT quality teams. Whether you go to the tournament and lose in the first game or the first weekend, the one team.
What's the Big East then?
The Big East has more than one.
Do they?
Yes.
We're still alive in the tournament? Who?
Creighton, and then there's another one. There's 2. UConn.
UConn, yeah.
There you go.
There you
Choose
go.
more than one.
Yeah, that is. That's,
I don't know if they teach you that at what UW did you go to?
I went to Stevens Point. Yeah. And no, I did not take any math classes. Actually, I took it back. I took one. It was 8 a.m. I missed half of them, got a D-. It counted.
You only had to take one math class?
Yeah, I tested out of all but one of them. So I had to take one as a freshman. It was every day at 8 a.m. So
that's wild. I tested out of stuff at FAU, but they're like, nah, tough cookies. You still got to take them. Like, even if I tested past, like, you needed to, like, check the box for the credit.
Oh.
So I took, like, math for liberal arts.
Whoo.
Yeah.
Is that what they do?
Who would have thought my school? Hoot. Actually,
Would've
they
thought?
don't do the Hoot thing.
Ooh.
But have you seen their mascot? It's got, like, a crazy-eyed I'll send you a photo. Looks like a stoned owl. Maybe he's going to Madison Extract. But what you should be doing is going to Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. That's where winners go. Maybe FAU will win the whole dang thing and go to Ho Chunk Gaming Madison because that's where winners go. Go be a winner. Go to Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. And if you want to call ahead, you'll hear Alex Strofe on the voicemail. But otherwise, if you want to be a winner, that's where winners go. Highest payouts in the area and over $12 million in jackpots this month. $12 million nearly the last 2 months per month. And over $124 million last year won at Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. So go be a winner and go to Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. I want to talk to you guys about, moving off Badger basketball, the Green Bay Packers. And there are 3 men in this situation that have a lot on the line going into the season, in my opinion. So I want to ask you, this will be our first Iron Jock Bowl question. Again, use the promo code ESPN25 to get 25% off at ironjock.com. But there are 3 men who I think have a lot of pressure heading into, a lot on the line heading into this year. And I think they have, all have things to prove. So I want to ask you, which one of these 3 have the most to prove? 844-770-3776. Matt, there's Jordan Love, who has to prove he can play quarterback at a even average level in the NFL for a whole season. We have Matt LaFleur, who has to prove that he can coach a team to victory and can bounce back from a bad season last year without Aaron Rodgers as his quarterback. The last time he was in charge of an offense without Aaron Rodgers, it was Ryan Tannehill. And that offense was bad. They were like 25th, 26th in the league. So that's one thing to look at. And then there's Goody. And Goody's like every other GM. And he's going to be defined by his quarterback. Because there's a lot of good GMs in this league who have made good picks, who have signed good players that are out of a job because they didn't get the quarterback position right. And Goody has to prove he can get the quarterback position right because he's going to be out of a job. So 844-770-3776. And I'm not talking after the season, but which one of these 3 has the most to prove heading into this football season?
Yeah. Oh, boy. You all right, buddy?
Alex, why don't you hop in and tell us?
Who has the most to prove?
Oh, Darren Deerfield said 3. Xavier's in as well.
Oh, yeah, Xavier did make it. All right, Big East is good this year.
You're just trying to dunk on Marquette.
Look, no, not even Marquette. It's just
Brett Claire gave that one too.
I'm sick of the anti-Badgers takes. I believe if they
that was an anti-Big Ten take.
If they would have made the tournament, I think they would have won a game, at least one. The way they're playing right now, they're playing well.
I'll go back to Evan Flood's point. It's better for the program that they
I
play
agree.
these games than
I
win
totally
one and
agree
be
with
out.
you on that.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think it's better for Greg Gard because if he loses, and then it's just like Groundhog's Day. If they won one and then they're out, it's like, oh my God,
That's
again.
true. Not the case here, though. They won 3 in a row in the NIT, man. Going
They
to the
won 3 in a row
semifinals.
all year.
No. Well, yes, but not
Or-
since
or-
like November.
Okay.
Yeah, the
Now-
last time they won back-to-back games was December 30th and January 3rd.
Now back to our regularly scheduled program.
I'm sorry. Anyway, Goody has the most to prove. Go ahead, Maddie. Okay.
Yes, I'm good. I just needed a little water down the wrong pipe there. Had to clear it out. We're good.
Live radio.
Yeah, live radio.
Do you know
Nowhere
what we're
to hide.
talking about?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
My vote's Matt LaFleur. I think he's had Aaron Rodgers. He's had essentially the golden ticket. He came in 2 13-win seasons in a row. Obviously had a down year last year. I don't think anything that's happened up till now has shown us what Matt LaFleur is or what he can do. He definitely wants to play that offense where he has essentially an avatar on the field as quarterback, and he did not have that in Aaron Rodgers. He sent Aaron Rodgers out with essentially 2 plays, and then Aaron Rodgers could audible and do hot routes for whatever player he wanted. We didn't necessarily get to see Matt LaFleur's offense firing on all cylinders and in full force. So I think it's on Matt LaFleur. Jordan Love, he can go out there and he could be meh, and people are going to be like, told you, he is what we thought he was. Nothing, no surprises there. And as for Goody, I think Goody has put together enough, like he has drafted enough good players, but there's the argument that like if we don't put a supreme product out there next year, he's just kind of waiting until Jordan Love gets his feet wet and gets a season under his belt before he decides to put money into the players and the rest of the organization to make like that Super Bowl caliber run. It's up to Matt LaFleur to show that he is a competent coach. He can get it done with a first time starter with Jordan Love and with the players he currently has. So I think without a doubt, it's Matt LaFleur. Goody has the pass with the quarterback situation, and J Love has the pass because he's going to be a first time starter, and those guys never do well.
Yeah, I agree with that.
This is Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light. The mountains are blue, and we can prove it. Follow the show on Twitter at Jim and Matt.
Jim Rutledge here from Rutledge and Hamilton, weekdays 2 to 4 on ESPN Madison. Listen to me and Matt every Thursday at 2:45 for your chance to win some booze. And continue to listen for your chance to win the grand prize of throwing back a drink with the Rutledge and Hamilton crew. This month, we're celebrating the big tournament and St. Paddy's Day with some Guinness. I mean, what better beer to celebrate some basketball and St. Patrick's Day than the official, at least I'm making it the official beer of March, Guinness.
Offering a truly unique and perfectly balanced flavor with hints of roasted coffee and chocolate, Guinness is truly the perfect pint for this time of year. Smoothly balanced with bitter, sweet, and roasted notes and exhibiting dark ruby red colors, Guinness Drought is everything it promises to be. Around 10 million pints of Guinness are served worldwide each day, and 17 million are served on St. Patrick's Day. Pull up a stool and enjoy. You must be 21 years or older.
Hey, Matt Hamilton here. Whether I'm in the gym curling dumbbells or out on the ice curling stones, Iron Jock is my go-to apparel to stay stink-free. Their state-of-the-art silver ion technology is guaranteed to keep you feeling fresh and provide odor-fighting protection for as long as you own it. As a Wisconsin-based company, Iron Jock provides high-quality performance apparel that's designed from the inside out. Visit ironjock.com to get your Iron Jock apparel and use code ESPN25 for 25% off. Iron Jock. It's what's inside that matters.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Tara, quote, "My doctor wanted me to do saline rinses for my allergies, but I've never been able to successfully use a neti pot. Navage uses suction power, so it's foolproof. There are nights when I'll have particularly bothersome allergies. I'll bust it out and the results are immediate. It's such a relief. It's become a lifesaver." Unquote. She's one of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
Whether catering an event or dining in, I recommend North and South Seafood and Smokehouse. Jim Rutledge here, and from their slow-cooked brisket to their fish fry and everything in between, North and South Seafood and Smokehouse has earned our love on Rutledge and Hamilton. They're the official barbecue joint of our show, and they should be your first choice the next time you eat out. Tell them Jim and Matt sent you. North and South Seafood and Smokehouse in Madison, Verona, and DeForest.
For official rules and more information about every contest on 100.5 ESPN, visit ESPNWisconsinContests.com. That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN app.
A wide array of opportunities abound at Waste Management.
They do whatever they can to make sure that you're set up for success, both within the career and just in your personal life as well. The benefits that are offered here are honestly some of the most insane benefits that I've ever seen. They're paying for people to go to college. They invest in the employees as human beings. I've never seen anything like that.
Join the Waste Management family. Just search online, Waste Management Careers.
You're listening to Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Ridgetop Exteriors.
Who's got the most to prove heading into this Packers football season? Is it Goody? Is it Jordan Love? Or is it Matt LaFleur? I think those are the three answers, and it's all around the quarterback. And I guess you could throw out Aaron Rodgers in New York, but because Aaron Rodgers, when he goes out there, he's going to have a lot to prove.
He certainly is.
Because the last thing Aaron Rodgers wants is to be a mid-quarterback in New York with his personality.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers winning football games in New York will give him a big pass. Aaron Rodgers and his conspiracy theories in New York are not going to go over well. So that and his cantankerous personality is not going to go over well. He cannot hide as much as he can in Green Bay. In
Winning
New York.
cures all.
Right. So, he's got a lot of pressure on him, but we don't care about his pressure anymore because we
don't care about pressures in general.
Exactly. You want to get the sack.
Yeah.
All about getting the sack here. Hamilton.
Hey now.
Hey
now. Hey now.
Indeed.
Hey now.
Daryl in Deerfield chimes in. Matt, quit saying that Love gets a pass as a first-time starter. This is his fourth season. Brock Purdy was 8-0 as a rookie.
That's fair. That's fair. And I'm going to tell you that Brock Purdy, granted, this is not – he came in halfway through the season. It's a little bit different. I just know the stat for sure of first-time starters traditionally do not hit. First-time starters.
And specifically winning those games, because there are two different things. Like, again, Aaron Rodgers put up nice numbers as a first-time starter, but the team only won 6 games. That wasn't his fault. Just like I don't think Justin Fields in Chicago, I think he was 0-6 in one-score games. There were times where that offense was dynamic, putting up 30 points. The defense was giving up 35. It's hard for young players to be able to win those tight games. They make a stupid interception, or they don't make the right check down, and they accidentally get out of field goal range, and those matter in these tiny games. Doesn't mean they're bad quarterbacks. It just means year one, you're most likely to make those dumb mistakes.
Yeah. This is the year he's going to make the rookie mistakes on the field. It's and you're absolutely right. I'm not giving him a full pass to be absolutely garbage. The guy's been in the system long enough. You'd think he's going to play a little bit better than your average rookie. But again, this is his first time being a starter. He's going to be in a couple one-score games. And traditionally, first-time starters in one-score games are not great.
So Aaron Rodgers, in his first year as a starting quarterback for the Green Bay Packers, 2008, completed 63% of his passes for 4,038 yards, 28 touchdowns, 28 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. Let's get out to Evan and Madison, 844-770-3776. Evan, who do you think's got the most pressure, or excuse me, the most approved heading into this season for the Packers?
Thanks, guys. So here, I really appreciate you having me on to call in. So what I would say is, though, is I agree with Matt. It's Matt LaFleur, but not for the reason we're thinking about it. I think it's because of his decision to keep Joe Barry. Keeping Joe Barry is going to make or break the season in my mind. I totally agree with Matt on the idea of Jordan Love needing to have his first year as a starter, but this idea of keeping Joe Barry is just, I wasn't a fan of it, and I'm really interested to see how it's going to turn out.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for the call, Evan. That is a very good point.
Great take.
Look, they all have a fair amount to prove, and we're focusing on Jordan Love. And the yard possum from Lake Mills chimes in. Matt LaFleur has the most to prove, trying to coach 18 without is a Hall of Fame quarterback. I don't know exactly what he's trying to put out there. I want to make sure I was reading that right. There, did he do it again? There it is. Matt has the most to prove, coaching a team without a Hall of Fame quarterback.
You know what that is for sure? Voice text.
Got you.
A team without a Hall of Fame quarterback.
Way too safely text into the show. If
We
you can't
do
it while you're
appreciate
driving.
that. So Brett O'Clair chimes in with his vote for Matt LaFleur.
Really?
The Adam and Madison chimes in. The Packers are going 11-6 with Love next season. You heard it here first. All the pressure is on LaFleur this season. It's interesting to me that nobody's saying Goody.
I would say Goody.
Because, and look.
Yeah, give us your Goody take, because you were trying to explain this to me in our
the show,
pre-show, and I was like, save it. Don't want to hear it. Don't change my mind before I hit the airwaves.
Right. So there's a lot of GMs in the NFL who don't have a job because they draft, and they were capable to be around for a while. Like, because you drafted other good players. You made other good moves. You could look down to just, for an example, look down to Chicago and look at Ryan Pace. He drafted some good players. They got Khalil Mack. He made some moves. Now, some of those moves, but why did he lose his job? He screwed up the quarterback position with Mitch Trubisky and couldn't find anyone else to fix it. And he ended up drafting Justin Fields, but it was too late. GMs are defined by their quarterback. Goody did not draft Aaron Rodgers. Aaron will be the first to tell you that. Goody's guy is Jordan Love. So Goody has no control of his destiny, but he's got the most pressure the most to prove, because he has to prove that Jordan Love is the right guy.
Or at least not a total miss.
And he also has to prove he's not full of hubris, or he's also got to prove he's willing to make a mistake, because he's a guy that has a lot on the line, which should make sense to hedge your bet, which means maybe drafting a quarterback in the third or fourth round, making sure you're not all in on an unproven player in Jordan Love. And I'm sorry, you can tell me all you want about Jordan Love and what he's doing in practice. It's not the same as what we heard about Aaron Rodgers. And we saw Aaron Rodgers in the preseason. Even if you wanted to call what they did in the regular season a wash, because Aaron didn't play a ton in the regular season before he got the job. But Aaron played more in the preseason. We knew more about Aaron. There was more buzz about Aaron externally. It wasn't just an internal hype job at the last minute for Jordan Love. And I feel like the concern, if I'm a Packer fan, is that Jordan Love goes from being terrible to looking competent, and the Packers are taking that as he now is going to jump to being a superstar. Let's go out to Rob in Mount Horeb, 844-770-3776. Rob, how you doing?
Good. Hi, guys. Well, Goody is the one that has a lot to prove, because he affects everybody. He affects LaFleur's job. He affects Love by putting the players there so they can utilize them. And right now they don't have the players, right? They don't have the players right now to do it. So it's up to Goody.
Awesome, Rob. Thanks for the call on that.
Ooh,
that was
strong takes today.
That was a good radio
Yeah,
voice
that
there
was
too.
good.
We got a little bit of
we can't take his calls again. He's got a better radio voice than me.
We got some breaking news revolving around
6-year-old children.
The Jets here. I have a funny story that I can share about someone's take on Matt's voice. And it's going to hurt twice because they didn't know who Matt Hamilton was.
Oh
no.
Dagger.
I'll share that in a second. The Jets are sending Elijah Moore to the Cleveland Browns. So not coming to Green Bay. It's pick number 42 and Elijah Moore and pick 74.
Wow,
So,
they're totally cool trading picks to other teams, but not the Packers. Oh man, send in the clown song. Get it
So,
rolling.
My wife now is involved in the teach community in Oregon, and she does some substitute teaching there. And one of the people she works with said, "Hey, I just put it together. Your husband's on the radio." He's like, "I do not like his co-host's voice." And then she goes, "Well, that's Matt Hamilton." And he goes, I don't know who that is. So,
Well, I don't know who he is, so take that.
a double whammy. Because Matt, for the most part, when I say Matt Hamilton, especially if I put it in the context of if I say the Olympic curler, at a bare minimum, they'll put it together there. Sometimes I go, Matt Hamilton won the gold medal, the mustache curler, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I like that guy."
Yeah.
Sometimes you have a little context to it, but
yeah,
but
well,
it's also because your name.
I can't change my voice.
Well,
It is
forget
what it
forget
is.
the voice. Your name is tough. Like it's not like Mark Tauscher. Tauscher's a little. There's a lot of
Yeah.
Hamiltons in the world.
Yep, a lot of Matts.
Yeah, a lot of
Yeah.
Matts. So like your name doesn't necessarily stand out. Ben Bruston's got some alliteration, and
Yeah.
so you got kind of just a generic name.
Yeah.
So you don't have a generic face, and you don't have a generic look, and you're very. I don't have to do a lot to describe you. And when I say Olympic gold medalist, to your credit here, that's a lot better than saying Ben Brust. He's the guy that made the half-court shot against Michigan.
Yeah, I'll take that. You're
Yeah,
right.
So you do have that going for you. Right now, we will take what number are we doing here, guys?
4 and 7.
Callers number 4 and 7. 844-770-3776. Caller number 4 and 7. You're going to be entered to win that $50 gift card from North and South Seafood and Smokehouse. Caller number 4 and 7. 844-770-3776. Minute to Win It is coming up next. And caller number 4 gets to pick if they think I'm going to win or if Matt Hamilton's going to win. And one of you are going to win a $50 gift card. 844-770-3776. Caller number 4 and 7. This is Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light. Miss any of the show? Find full show podcasts free on Wisconsin On Demand and wherever you get your podcasts. Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Alex Strofe.
There may be snow on the ground, but now is the time to get excited about enjoying the outdoors on luxury patio furniture. Let the trained staff of the Bruce Company help you bring your outdoor dreams to life. The Bruce Company, your outdoor living experts. The celebration continues for the Wisconsin women's hockey team following their NCAA record 7th championship win over the weekend against Ohio State. Thousands of fans welcomed the team back to Madison at LeBron Arena Monday night. In attendance included athletic director Chris McIntosh. Here's his message to head coach Mark Johnson and his staff.
You've won a lot of championships, but you represent what college athletics is supposed to be about.
Again, that's an NCAA record 7 championships for the dynasty known as Wisconsin women's hockey.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin allows you to customize by painting, staining, or leaving bare to complement your unique home decor. Get 0% up to 4 years at PellaWI.com.
When it comes to security for your home and family, you want a winner, and we found one when we placed our trust with J&K Security Solutions. This is Greg Gard. Kim and Jeff hit the game-winning shot for us with the Control 4 home technology system. Home or away from our smartphones, we can open the garage door, dim the lights, turn on the TV, as well as arm the security system. That's convenience as well as peace of mind. Let J&K Security Solutions do for your home or business like they've done for us. Call 255-5799 or online at jksecurity.com.
Take your first shot at hoops with FanDuel Sportsbook. Sign up today by going to FanDuel.com/play and make every moment more with FanDuel.
21 plus in select states. First online real money wager only. $10 deposit required. Refund issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire in 14 days. Restrictions apply. See full terms at FanDuel.com/sportsbook. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under an agreement with Kansas Star Casino, LLC. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit FanDuel.com/RG in Colorado, Iowa, Michigan, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Illinois, Tennessee, and Virginia. 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342 in Arizona. 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut. 1-800-9-WITH-IT in Indiana. 1-800-522-4700 or visit KESGamblingHelp.com in Kansas. 1-877-770-STOP in Louisiana. Visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369 in New York. 1-800-522-4700 in Wyoming or visit 1-800-GAMBLER.net in West Virginia.
Zimbrick Chevrolet.
When was the last time you had your oil changed or your tires rotated? Do you need new tires, a battery, perhaps some windshield wipers?
Zimbrick Chevrolet Service Center is equipped to help you with routine maintenance, major repairs, and everything in between. Get your free battery inspection coupon and schedule an appointment today at ZimbrickChevrolet.com. Don't overpay. Shop Zimbrick Chevrolet on Main Street in Sun Prairie.
Main Street, Sun Prairie, Zimbrick Chevrolet.
Since 1956, Holman Lindsay Paints has been making paint in Wisconsin for Wisconsin. Because of their commitment to making great paint for Wisconsinites, Holman Lindsay has grown over the years to 26 locations in this great state. Headquarters in Sun Prairie with a state-of-the-art facility, Holman Lindsay has the paint you need to make your job better. From do-it-yourself to professional, Holman Lindsay has paint for everyone. Visit one of their local locations today in Madison, Sun Prairie, Middleton, and Janesville.
Hi, I'm Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock with Retirement Income Strategies. And what sets us apart is we're an independent, family-run office. We help clients like you understand the financial world and build a portfolio that's in your best interest. To learn more, go to MadisonMoneyGuy.com.
You're listening to Rutledge and Hamilton on 100.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Carbon World Health.
This is a short race.
Worth noting on the Elijah Moore trade with the New York Jets. And why are we talking about it? Because we're all just waiting for Aaron Rodgers to get officially traded to the Jets. The Jets netted a second-round pick out of that. So now they have 2 second-round picks.
Oh, is that this year?
Yes.
Oh.
So maybe the Packers get 2 second-rounders instead of that first-rounder?
Do you think?
Would you be happy with that?
I'd be happy with that. Yeah. I'd be okay with 2 seconds. I just don't think it's likely. I think we're getting 1 pick.
I think you're going to get the higher of the 2 seconds and then a conditional pick next year.
I think that is a good guess. I think you and I are pretty close in what we think is going to happen.
This is Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light. We're going to play Minute to Win It in a second. It is brought to you by North and South Seafood and Smokehouse. 3 great locations in the Madison area: DeForest, Madison, and Verona. I've been to all 3, had great experiences at all 3. You will have great experience at whichever one you go to. You can have the food delivered. You can pick it up. You can have them cater. You can do a private event. You can just go out there for a date night or a family night. It's great for all those things. North and South Seafood and Smokehouse, the official barbecue joint of Rutledge and Hamilton and the Rutledge household. Let's get the Minute to Win It.
Are you on Team Rutledge or Team Hamilton?
I don't want to pick sides.
This is the Minute to Win It, presented by North and South Seafood and Smokehouse, with 3 locations in Madison, DeForest, and Verona.
All right, Jimmy. First off, before I tell you the topic, I had a little mishap in here during the break.
Okay.
So I took caller 4, Conrad, who's on Team Matt.
Okay.
And when I answer the phones, I answer. So today it was callers 4 and 7, right? So I answer caller 4. I say, please hold. Put them on hold. Then I answer 5 and 6. Tell them they're not 7.
Yep.
Then I get 7. I put them on hold. Then I go back to caller 4, take their info. And then I go back to caller 7.
Yeah.
Now, when I went back to caller 7, which was Adam, who's on your team this week, or cheering for you this week, I hung up on him.
Oh.
And then it put me, of all people, it kicked me to the line that Z and the D was on.
Nice.
So I just sat on with Z and the D. I was like, hey, Z, I just hung up on caller 7. We're going to wait to see if they call me back.
Okay.
Adam called me back. I apologized, and he said, it's all right, Strophy. No big deal. And I said, I am definitely a professional.
There you
so
go.
Anyway, Adam on Team Jim, Conrad on Team Matt.
I will give you this. I think I could run the board back there. I don't think I could do the phones.
The phones are tough.
The phones have always been tough, but now they look tougher than they've ever been.
Yeah, they're futuristic, man. It's pretty wild. 10 lines. It's fun stuff. Anyway. All right. So today's topic is I am looking for the winningest active NFL head coaches, but the asterisk on this is they had to be a head coach last year.
Okay.
And they do not have to have a head coaching job this upcoming year. So what I mean by that is Sean Payton is not on this list.
Okay.
He will have a job this year. So hint, hint, somebody on this list does not have a job next year.
Yes.
And I will tell Matt that as well. Does that make sense?
Yes. I'm trying to think of what good coach was fired.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Your time starts now.
We'll go with Andy Reid.
Andy Reid is number 2 on this list.
Bill Belichick.
He is number 1.
We'll go John Harbaugh.
John Harbaugh is number 6.
All righty. So Kyle Shanahan.
That is strike 1.
Pete Carroll.
Yeah, he's number 4.
All righty. So got to keep on shooting older. Mike McCarthy.
Mike McCarthy's number 5. You got the top 6 except number 3.
Okay. So the Giants, Bills. Mike Tomlin.
Yeah, he's number 3. You get the top 6.
All righty. So I'm not going to go Lovey yet, but I might pocket that one. Running through the rest there, so Chiefs, Raiders, no. Chargers, no. Out west.
About 25 seconds, you've knocked out everybody with over 100 wins.
Okay, so now I got to look at some, like McDaniel wouldn't be on there. Out east. I'll go with McDermott.
Yeah, he's number 9.
All righty. Zimmer's not there. AFC, Bengals.
5 seconds.
Lovie Smith.
Yeah, he's number 8.
All righty.
When you said you were hanging on to that, I was like, that's the one.
I know. I
yeah.
felt like good about it, but
you only missed 2 of them.
Okay.
And I think you'll be okay with the 2 you missed. That's an 8 spot. That's a pretty good outing.
All righty.
Now, where's Peter Pan at?
Yeah, he's out there. He's coming on in
I'm just
there.
going to wave my arm. All right, there he comes.
He's
Awesome.
coming in there. Someone will flag him down there.
All right.
Matt Hamilton. This is the football one. So
you're going to beat me?
I missed the NFL. So I thought we'd go with an NFL question this week.
It's funny you missed the NFL, but we didn't even do Minute to Win It last week. We just gave away the gift card because the NFL consumed our lives with Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, yeah, that was Wednesday, wasn't it?
It was.
Aaron Rodgers was on McAfee. True that. All right, Matt. Today's topic, by the way, Conrad was caller 4. He picked you.
Oh, let's go, Conrad.
So somebody picked you this week. That means you need to come out with an all-time performance. Interesting topic. So I'm looking for, now there's a couple rules, but I'll give you the title. It is the winningest active NFL head coaches. However, they needed to have a head coaching job last year. They don't necessarily need one this year. So it is as of last year, at the end of last year, the winningest active NFL head coaches. So, for example, I told Jim this, Sean Payton is not on this list.
Right.
Who has
Okay.
a job this year,
Right.
but didn't last year. But if you did have a job last year and don't this year, you would be on this
Oh,
list.
man. I wish I could just pull up a list of coaches so I could. Okay.
Well, that would defeat the purpose,
It
Matt.
I was
certainly
just
would.
like have the answers.
Well, not necessarily. I don't want them in order. I just would like to see some of these coaches.
Your
'cause I
time
can't-
starts. I'll cut you a break. You can get one guess by just saying this team's head coach. I'll give you one. Like
Just
that.
one like that.
All right, your
Okay.
time starts in 3, 2, 1.
Bill Belichick.
He's number 1.
Mike Tomlin.
Mike Tomlin's number 3.
Pete Carroll.
He's number 4.
Oh, man. That is where my knowledge stops. Mike McCarthy.
Yeah, he's number 5.
Let's see. It's probably not that long. Kyle Shanahan.
That's strike 1. Jim also guessed him, though.
Okay, fair. Good. Let's see. Who's had a coach forever? Not the Jets, not Miami, not the Saints.
the same pace.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
You got about 30 seconds left.
Bruce Arians isn't coaching anymore. How about
You're missing a big one.
a bit? Oh, obviously, I'm missing 2. Let's see. Who is
10
the-
seconds.
Who's the Vikings head coach now? I'll just go with the Vikings head coach.
That's strike 2.
Okay.
You only coach a
He's
year.
only been a coach for a year.
Oh yeah, that's right. Shoot.
Get a guess off.
Oh, Andy Reid.
I'll count it. That's number 2. It's a 5 spot. Jim wins today with an 8 spot.
Oh, well done, Jim. I literally don't know coach names.
Jim, you've sat on it for a little bit. Do you want to take a stab at the last 2?
No, I guess I'm not going to get. Is it Stefanski?
Nope, Stefanski's not on there.
No, not. Is that the Browns coach?
That's
right?
the Browns coach. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, so let's just rattle these off quick. Belichick 1, Reid 2, Mike Tomlin number 3, Pete Carroll number 4, Mike McCarthy number 5. Those are the 5 Matt got.
Right.
Number 6 is John Harbaugh of the Baltimore Ravens.
Oh, Harbaugh. That would have been a good one.
Got that one.
Number 7, neither of you got. Head coach now of the Washington Commanders, formerly of the Carolina Panthers, Ron Rivera.
Riverboat Ron.
That would have been a
97
good
of the
one.
wins. Jimmy, I was impressed with this one, but the Bears tie helps. Lovie Smith was number 8.
Oh, who's
was
he
in-
coaching
he
right
was-
now?
he was
No,
in
it was.
Houston.
If you coached last year, you counted.
Oh, okay.
He gave us both
Yeah.
that clue.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, Sean McDermott of the Bills was number 9
Got
with
that one, too.
62 wins. And at number 10 with 60 wins, the head coach of the Rams, Sean McVay.
Oh, duh. I would have.
I don't know that that's a
McVay.
duh because he's only been the head coach for what, like
Yeah,
6
he's
years?
young.
Yeah, but he's won a lot.
He's won a lot.
Ah, that would have been. See, that's kind of where the Kyle Shanahan came in.
Same.
So
He's got to be right near there.
Yeah, he'd probably
55,
be 11
56,
on this list.
yeah. Yeah, so that was fun. I found out, I think I know where Matt's sweet spot is. Like, literally the only time he wins is if it involves fantasy football. So if it's like players, because that's my blind spot. because I play fantasy football, but I kind of just draft players and call it a day and like set the roster once a week. I don't like live and die with it.
Yeah.
And I feel like Matt knows a lot of players and their stats because of fantasy football.
Yes, I think that would definitely cater a little bit more to me.
So I'm
sorry,
not,
Conrad. Conrad, I am very sorry. I want you to know that.
Should be. This is Rutledge and Hamilton presented by Coors Light.
Yeah, it is. And I'm Alex Strope, your Sports Center update brought to you by the Green and Gold Fix podcast, home to the best Packers conversation from ESPN Wisconsin. Subscribe, rate, and review the Green and Gold Fix podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Wisconsin On Demand, or wherever you get your podcast. We'll talk Packers in a second, but first, we got to celebrate. The Badgers, again, are moving on to the Final Four, except this time it's in the NIT, as the Badgers last night topped Oregon in the quarterfinals of the NIT. They now punch their ticket to take on the University of North Texas in the semifinals next Tuesday in Las Vegas. Viva Las Vegas, baby. Head coach Greg Gard after the win.
It's not been perfect. It's not been pretty at times, but one thing that can never be denied is their perseverance and their unwillingness to quit. I mean, there's no give in this group, no flinching, no matter what the score is. And I think we've been in so many of these games this year.
That's Greg Gard. Continued coverage on all things NIT over at ESPNWisconsin.com. Some movement for the Jets today. They have signed free agent wide receiver McCole Hardman, signing a free agent receiver for Aaron Rodgers. Interesting concept. Rutledge and Hamilton continues now.
Everybody's ego takes a shot on this show.
This is Rutledge and Hamilton with Jim Rutledge and Matt Hamilton, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN.
We asked Daryl and Deerfield to name the calf Strophy, and he did. So we have a photo. We did ask for that, and thank you, Daryl and Deerfield. The baby cow named after Alex Strofe. Baby Strophy.
Is it a bull or a cow?
Broadcasting live from the ESPN Madison studio with Matt Hamilton, here's Jim Rutledge.
I'm going to say whatever he's calling his bracket. Like, the winner is Alex Strofe getting a calf named after him.
That's so Wisconsin.
That's so Wisconsin. Like, that's it. I mean, I don't even know why we're doing this. Alex won. Like, that's it.
Yeah, I got to be honest. I never thought this would be the highlight of my career, but without a doubt, this is the highlight of my career. And I talked to Daryl and Deerfield this morning.
Mm-hmm.
I'm heading out to Ocean View Genetics tomorrow.
Okay.
I'm going to meet Strophy the calf tomorrow morning. I'm going to feed Strophy the cow,
Lovely.
baby Strophy.
Yeah.
I am fired up. Daryl's the nicest guy in the world. Very much looking forward to reporting back tomorrow.
Well, we're looking forward to hearing about it. And Daryl, thanks for being such a good sport about it and such a loyal listener. Rob Domofsky chimes in. The Jets' first-round pick, number 13. This is off like an old GM, but it's been reported like point scale as far as the value of things. Is worth $1,150 on the trade chart. Now, Matt, when you were out there, I did remind listeners that the Jets now have 2 second-round picks with this Elijah Moore trade.
Right.
So, according to Domofsky, on the trade chart, the number 13 overall pick is worth $1,150
What does
points.
that mean, though?
It's just how a lot of teams, a lot of GMs use this trade chart.
How many
as some
points
sort of
is Aaron Rodgers worth?
Well, setting that aside, pick number 42 and 43 are worth combined 950, which is the equivalent of the 17th pick. So maybe the Packers and the Jets do a pick swap, and best case scenario for the Packers, they get 2 seconds this year.
Yeah.
Would that make you happy? 2 seconds and a pick swap with the Jets?
Yeah. What would make me happy is if we got a fairly decent pick from the Jets, whether it's that first rounder or 2 second rounders, but it would.
I don't think you're getting the first round of this year.
It would have to be. It really, I feel like it has to be done before the draft so we can get this year's picks. That's the big one. That's why it's up to Goody to make this trade happen right now, because you're gonna want to put as much around Jordan Love as you can, and if you can get draft picks as opposed to having to pay a veteran, that's gonna go a long way. You're not gonna have to stretch any cap hits or anything like cap out. You just know what the rookies are gonna be paid, and that's why it needs to be done before the draft.
Alex and I are in the boat that the Packers will get one of those second-round picks and a conditional pick next year.
I think that would be a fair trade.
So as far as the worth of Aaron Rodgers, it's not going to be what you think it is, because when you look at his trade value, Bill Simmons did this for ESPN, and he does it for the Ringer now. He does like an NBA trade chart. When you're trying to figure out not who the best player is, but who is the most valuable player as far as trades to trade for in the NBA. Like in the NFL, I think the answer for that one is Patrick Mahomes. With his contract, right, you'd give up the starting point for Mahomes, which would never be traded, is probably at least 5 first-round picks. Minimum.
My only question is, you think maybe because you still have a rookie contract that Burrow might be the most...
But Burrow's hitting the pay scale, and now he's going to be higher on the pay scale than Mahomes because he's getting paid later.
Right. I mean,
so like Burrow's now hitting that point to get paid.
Right.
And so
he's got 1 more year or two more years on the rookie deal. 2 more, because this is going into his 3rd season, right?
No, this is 4th season. He missed a year of being hurt. Is this his 3rd or 4th season?
This would be his 4th
season.
This
would be. He was the same draft as Love.
Yeah. So then next year will be his 5th year option, which would be $20 million, and they're gonna sign him. They're gonna extend him. They're not gonna. I'm sure they're not gonna try to pick up his 5th year option. They're gonna try to sign him and get him to a long-term deal. So
certainly
he'll start getting paid pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Hurts same draft as Love. So all those guys have earned their 2nd deal, while Love, we don't know what he is. But to the point of Aaron Rodgers, when you got a veteran QB with a massive contract coming off a down year, it's a tough trade.
Yeah, certainly
no
is.
No matter what type of player he is, you're not going to get what it's kind of like the old Family Guy. What's in that, do you want a boat or do you want what's in the box? Most people take what's in the box when the boat is very old, because, the Chicago got a haul for the #1 pick. That ain't coming for Aaron Rodgers. As weird as it seems, because Aaron Rodgers is far more proven and a more known commodity. But with that salary cap,
but you know what could be in the box? Could be Aaron Rodgers.
A younger, less dusty and angry Aaron Rodgers. This is Rutledge and Hamilton. We are asking you our Iron Jock poll question here. Who has the most to prove this offseason or coming into this Packers season? Right now, 37% of you say Brian Gutekunst, and then you have Jordan Love at 35% and Matt LaFleur at 27.5%. So pretty equally spread out there, and you can make a case for all of them.
Certainly.
Lynn in Madison chimes in. She picks LaFleur. Goody has too many built-in excuses. Couldn't build right because of Rodgers' contract. Love's first time running an offense. LaFleur needs to prove he has control of the team and has an offense that works in Green Bay. Does Aaron Rodgers leaving help or hurt Matt LaFleur's longevity in Green Bay? I'll dig into that one maybe a little bit more tomorrow too, but Matt LaFleur's coming off of a losing season. If they have another losing season, now that's back-to-back losing seasons. And if you went to a rookie, that could be 3 straight losing seasons.
Doesn't help his case.
But the only reason it'll help it is that he could then say, well, now we're starting over with QB.
The thing is with LaFleur, and people have brought him up, I would argue maybe the most of being the person with the most to prove, is he has earned at least a little bit of the benefit of the doubt, right? And we can have this debate all day long about how much credit he deserves for rejuvenating Rodgers' career, right? When he came in, he ended up winning back-to-back MVPs. It looked like he was on a downward slide. That's why they traded up to draft Jordan Love in 2020. He responds with back-to-back MVPs, 3 straight 13-win seasons. LaFleur has to get some credit. I'm not saying all the credit, but he has to get some. So I think he deserves the benefit of the doubt, similarly to Jordan Love, to at least get a year to figure this thing out, because it is a much different team than it was 2 seasons ago.
And
I think everybody's safe next year.
Yes, but I will say this. LaFleur is going to be defined. It's going to be retroactively defined.
You're right.
His time with Aaron Rodgers.
You're right.
If Love is crap, they're going to say, well, Matt LaFleur can't do anything for a quarterback, and they're going to retroactively remove some of the credit they might have given him for Aaron Rodgers. Just like now people, and Matt's been guilty of it at times as well, we now retroactively kind of negate the impact Mike McCarthy had on Aaron Rodgers.
Absolutely. That's a great point.
And so,
true.
Time can wash away a lot of things. It can play tricks on you. But, it's just
You're
not
getting deep over there.
It can. Yeah. I'm
We had
not
some
wrong,
Madison
am I?
extracts during the break.
I did. I was, this.
Yeah.
Let's get to Matt's bracket. Then I got a little knowledge drop on you. But go ahead. Let's
Yeah.
Oh, that's exciting.
Oh, you betcha. Let's get to the That's So Wisco bracket here on Rutledge and Hamilton, don't you know?
Love how Matt just doesn't call back without referencing it.
I'm just going to lean into the old Wisconsin accent here.
So yesterday we did some Wisconsin accents. And is this on the list? I feel like this should be on the list. This song.
This song is a banger. I played it at my wedding.
I feel like this is the best song that's ever come out of the state of Wisconsin. Most creative thing for sure. So we did this voice yesterday because we're making fun of Matt's bracket here.
Brilliant idea.
And we did Wisconsin accents. So setting up why Matt Hamilton just dropped into a Wisconsin accent. That's why. So there you go.
That's the best explanation I could have given to there, Jimmy. Thank you. Coming up next on the old Wisconsin bracket, we've got a Madison favorite in the farmers market, but I'm going to include all farmers markets. And then the good old Brewers tailgate. Can't beat a Bratna beer at a Brewers game, don't you know? So that's our vote for this one. It's the farmers market versus a Brewers tailgate. Now, I was thinking the Madison farmers market up on the square of the Capitol, but we have in this great state, there's farmers all over. There's farmers markets everywhere. So if that still seems more desirable than a Brewers tailgate, that is your vote. Whatever you think is more Wisconsin, vote on the That's So Wisco bracket at Rutledge and Hamilton. Oh, you should see Jim's face. If you tune into @Jim and Matt on Twitter, we're live streamed. Jim is absolutely thrilled, chuffed that I can take over.
He's shaking with excitement.
He's just so proud of me getting into my radio boots and doing the classic radio trope of bracket during bracket season.
What you voting for here, Jimmy? Farmers market or
I haven't
tailgate?
voted on a single one of these things.
What? I thought we were friends.
We are.
You
don't have to force me to vote.
You would see that I'm excited about this. Be like, you know what? Even though I'm not.
Matt, why do you think this is on the air?
Jim, I think
because we're friends and I was happy for you.
Jim, I think it's important for you to exercise your civic duty and vote.
Yeah, you should vote.
I don't even
Voting's
know.
important.
I'll be honest, I couldn't even tell you the matchups. He
Well,
turns
that's
into
because
Child
they're
of Brown's
secret.
teacher to me. Wah, 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 the second this bracket thing starts.
Farmers market versus Brewers tailgate. You got
Honestly, when he was talking, I was looking up. So you guys give me a hard time. I'll pop on TikTok. But my favorite thing is they introduced me to songs I've never really heard before.
Agreed.
So there's a new one. It's an old song. So I'm basically like a Fleetwood Mac stan at this point, thanks to TikTok. I knew of them, but I didn't know. So like the Rumors album and like the whole history and the music, you listen to it, Stevie Nicks, amazing. But there was a song, Silver Spring, which is just blowing up on TikTok. But there's a line in there that could actually apply to the Packers quarterback situation the last few times. You'll never get away from the sound of the quarterback that loves you. Time cast a spell on you, but you won't forget me. I know I could have loved you, but you would not let me. I'll follow you down till the sound of my voice haunts you. So Matt Hamilton doesn't like, he'd rather talk about his stupid bracket than good lyrics.
Yes, I would.
Yes. So instead, because we're not talking about the bracket anymore,
Yeah,
people are
bracket's
all
done.
jazzed
I
up
actually,
about
I
Packers.
actually saw this TikTok.
It's intense, right?
Yeah, because it's the one where they're actually playing it in a concert.
Yes,
right? Yeah,
and she's
I saw
singing
this.
it to his face. I want to
And they lock eyes and
right.
they don't lock.
But here's the thing, Alex.
Yeah.
So she wrote this song about breaking up with Lindsey Buckingham.
Yes.
And then makes Lindsey Buckingham play
And sing backup vocals.
sing backup to her while she is screaming these lyrics back into his face.
So uncomfortable.
The most savage thing I've ever seen in my life, and I respect Stevie Nicks so much for it.
Fleetwood Mac is sweet.
Can I give you a little? Do you think it could be a poll question? 844-770-3776.
Oh boy, where's this going?
Do you think you have driven a woman insane enough that they would write a song about you like that? I mean, Stevie Nicks for expressing her emotion, great, But man, what kind of guy is Lindsey Buckingham that Stevie Nicks has written no less than 3 songs that are bangers about hating him?
Okay, you should understand he's dating a very wildly popular musician.
Right, but I'm just saying
most common people don't have
but that kind of passion. Do you think you've gotten that sort of like you've broken someone's heart so bad that they are just like even listening to that song, singing it about you? Do you think that ever happened?
Yeah.
Really? Good for you. I don't think I've ever.
You've been through some treacherous breakups.
I
haven't you?
have, but like, are they like so heartbroken about me?
No, they're just over you.
Yeah.
Maybe they sing like Taylor Swift's "We Are Never, Ever, Ever, Ever Getting Back Together."
Because like this is more of a longing song of like you're an idiot for not loving me.
Sure.
I think most of the ones of people I broke up with like you're an idiot. End of sentence.
Matt, what's running through your head right now?
Wah, 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 wah.
He's a child. Like Matt probably has the best answer to this, and he's not even participating.
No, nobody that's ever broken up with me is upset about it.
No, that you've broken up with.
Yeah, no one's upset about
Same.
it.
You and I are the same
It's
boat.
one of those like, you know what? Thank goodness I got away from it because I felt like half the time when I was talking to him, all he heard was wah, 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 wah. It's probably right. It's probably right.
All right. Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb. You're only minutes away from a better buying experience over at Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb. Go see Dan and his team out there. If you're in the market for a new Silverado or Colorado or a new to you truck, I recommend Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb. You're only minutes away from a better buying experience. This is Rutledge and Hamilton. We're going to throw some stones next.
You're listening to Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light. The mountains are blue, and we can prove it. Follow the show on Twitter at Jim and Matt.
The best quality roofs, siding, windows, and doors, expertly installed and at an affordable price. Hi, this is Bo from Ridgetop Exteriors. Integrity, excellence, quality, and community are what we value here at Ridgetop because we want to do a great job to help our friends and neighbors. We always want to exceed expectations because customer service is our number one goal. We're trusted local experts you can count on for your home exterior projects. Thanks for choosing Ridgetop Exteriors for your home's next project. Go to ridgetopexteriors.com for a free estimate.
Choose your summer adventure job at MSCR. Jesse Nelson here. Madison School and Community Recreation is now hiring for summer positions, including day camp and youth program leaders, outdoor adventure staff, support staff for individuals with disabilities, sports instructors and officials, and more. Full and part-time positions with daytime and evening hours available. No matter your interest, schedule, or location, there's a position for everyone. At MSCR, you can make an immediate impact in the community and gain meaningful experience. Start your summer adventure today. Apply at mscr.org.
You'll notice that some jewelry stores in the area are giving big, deep down discounts, as much as 60%. But you know what they're doing, don't you? They're just marking it up to mark it down. That's why for over 30 years, Chalmers Jewelers has offered you truth in pricing. You will always find great value on unique custom jewelry at Chalmers Jewelers, either in-store or chalmersjewelers.com.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
And Madison.
Looking for your next spot out with family or friends? Head to one of Great Dane Pub and Brewing Company's 4 locations in the Madison area. Whether you're on the east side, downtown, in Fitchburg, or at Hilldale, you're sure to enjoy one of Madison's favorite traditions. Head to GreatDanePub.com to find the location near you. Always local, always welcoming, and always committed to the craft. Great Dane Pub and Brewing Company, Madison's home for craft beer and pub food since 1994.
Former NFL player and Rose Bowl champion Tarek Saleh here for Carbon World Health. Carbon is much more than just another gym. They offer the best recovery in the area. Some of my favorites include red light therapy and cryotherapy. Improve your athletic performance, fitness and training results, speed up muscle recovery and reduce pain, and boost your mood with these simple and non-invasive treatments. Visit Carbon World Health today and ask for the ESPN Recovery Package. That's Carbon World Health.
At Starion Bank, they pride themselves on being a super community bank. Small enough to show they care about you and the communities they serve, while being large enough to make big things happen. With 3 Madison area branches in Middleton, Sun Prairie, and Monona, Starion Bank is here investing in your community while offering valuable personal and business banking services. Start your experience with Starion Bank today by going to starionbank.com. Member FDIC.
The area's best high school sports coverage is Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania.
Half-court shot is no good, and the Brilliant Lions have won the Division III state championship.
For the first time since 1934, the De Pere Redbirds are state champions.
Simbrick Honda's Prep Mania is also brought to you by UW Credit Union, Stoughton Trailers, Nations Lending, and Stoughton Health. You're listening to Rutledge and Hamilton on 100.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Ho Chunk Gaming Madison.
Half the sack throw, not Hamilton, maybe the show he had to finish sacking the ball there.
Look, man, I was just, going with the flow. Had some Madison extracts, really killed me out. One of my bros was like, "You want to hack?" I was like, "You betcha."
G, one of your bros, I mean our bros, trying to show out G.
Yeah, he's everyone's bro, I think.
Probably. Pat Madison chimes in. We're going back to the Rogers breakup playlist bit from 2 weeks ago. No, not necessarily. I was just trying to tie back the banger that is Silver Spring from Fleetwood Mac. But he said, if so, Rogers found out Goody's plan to move on from Love to Mark Murphy, or from Mark Murphy, listening to You Can't Hurry Love in the back of his office in 2020. There you go. Can't Hurry Love. Addicted to Love. You can have another one. Love Stinks.
I don't know that I've ever heard this song.
What is your musical? Matt, do you know this song?
Yes.
What? I think with Matt, we're just gonna have to we can have them in my house, your house.
I know a lot of music.
I should bring them over. I've got
I think
vinyl, and these are
yes,
all of these songs that are on my vinyl collection. You wouldn't know,
but you know. I'm not saying you don't know a lot of music.
Kind of
but
like your
clearly,
movie thing. I think you're just if it was made before you were born, there's not a ton of them.
Not at all the case.
I wouldn't go with that. But what is your connection to Motown?
What is my connection?
Like the Franklin Supreme, what do you have a lot of
I
that?
like Motown, but I don't know a lot of it.
So that's my point.
There was a really good Motown dedicated show on the college radio station I worked for 3 years. Every Saturday. It was a terrific show.
Oh yeah, I'm sure Eau Claire had a great.
Well, it was Stevens Point.
Stevens Point had a great Motown playlist. Out there.
Well, it was like people in their 60s that would come in on the weekends and do it, and it was terrific. The woman that was a part of that show had been to I lost my train of thought.
She had been to something. The woman on the show.
She had been to some shows.
Yeah. What's the word I'm looking for? The big festival. Big festival. In the 60s.
There's a million Woodstock.
Yes, Woodstock.
That's not a Motown festival.
Well, it's a music festival.
Yeah,
but
Motown
was there any Motown?
She loved Woodstock. Yes, there was Motown at Woodstock. Not
I
a lot.
think so. You'd think there'd be a little bit.
Who opened Woodstock? Wasn't it what's his name? Wow, this is good right now.
What are we doing right now?
Yeah. Are you looking up who opened Woodstock?
The guys live in glass houses, but that's never stopped them before.
Pivot!
He's an absolute bum.
It's time to throw some stones.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
On Rutledge and Hamilton, brought to you by Metro Kia Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealership.
All right.
Richie Havens?
I don't know. Is that Motown?
I don't know.
Like I said, I don't know names.
You're thinking of 1969, the famous
Woodstock. Not yet.
Yeah, not 99. Absolutely.
I'm gonna butcher this name, so I'll just show it to Jim.
That's what. Well, okay. That's that. His name is different on the Woodstock list. It is Richie Havens. He, I think, has changed his name to a name that Matt and I are not going to be able to pronounce.
Oh yeah, I see it now.
Yeah. All righty.
All right, it is time to throw some stones here on Rutledge and Hamilton. Each and every day, I scour the interwebs to figure out what the heck has happened in the last 24. I've got questions. Jim and Matt have answers. I'll score them throughout. And at the end, we'll crown a winner of throwing stones. Guys, let's start with NBA legend Patrick Beverley. Pat Bev said on his podcast that he doesn't participate in coitus prior to games, the night before games, in order to, quote, keep his legs fresh. This does not. Hey, Jim, why don't you participate in coitus?
Keep my legs fresh. Pat Bev has got a tough go there because there's a lot of NBA games. You know what I mean? Like there's not a lot of complete off days. Like there's a lot of night before games for Pat Bev.
After the game.
Okay, I guess, but it's an old thing from Rocky, the movie Rocky. It's an old boxer's thing. And then they reference in the movie Rocky where Mick basically tells Rocky that he can't consummate the relationship with Adrian until after the big fight. And so Rocky, in a fit of rage, months of not completing the relationship, beats the snot out of Apollo Creed. But that's the whole thing.
Give me an Adrian yell.
Adrian!
Well done. Matt, why don't you participate?
Got a lot of matches, a lot of curling matches.
Because I probably ticked my wife off and she doesn't want to. And the second reason is they don't really allow spouses to stay the night in the Olympic Village, so that's just not something you're allowed to have.
There you go.
Jim, you've inspired my next sounds.
Okay.
So I've noticed people are starting to come around to the NIT run because it's fun.
Okay.
Doesn't even necessarily need to apply to the NIT. Matt, I want to start with you. Why do people hate fun?
People hate fun because they don't find it necessarily as fun. And when a bunch of other people start getting behind it, instead of just realizing that it could be a good time and taking it for what it's worth, they'd rather fight it. That's the case that we have with Jim, but there's so many situations of people who might not agree with why they're having fun. Sometimes you just got to lean in. Sometimes you got to fake it till you make it, because you're better off just enjoying it than fighting something that's so benign.
So you're putting stuff onto me. I'm nothing the NIT. I'm nothing it. I'm not anti-fun.
No, you always say nobody cares.
But that
Which
is
means
true.
You're anti-fun.
No.
I don't think it's true.
You are. Here's the thing. You don't get to define fun to me. I do not find the NIT fun or entertaining. I find it sad. And so I get to define things how I want to define it. Doesn't mean I'm anti-fun. There's plenty of things I have fun with. I'm having a lot of fun with FAU playing in Sweet 16. Just because I don't find everything fun or what you find fun doesn't mean I don't find things fun. It just means we have a different definition of fun. And here's the thing. I have standards for what I want to find fun. I don't want to find everything fun, because then it takes away the value of fun. I put it through my strainer. Is this worth giving my energy and enjoying? If the answer is no, then I just nothing it.
But he watches every game.
I watched last night because it was on. It was not fun.
Well, I don't find you fun or entertaining, Jim Rutledge.
Fine. People like me.
Matt Hamilton, I find you fun.
People
Thanks.
like me.
All right, last one.
Open your mind up and like people who are different than you, Alex Stroh.
I do.
You don't. You don't find me fun. I'm just different than you. I don't like everything.
I just want you to like fun.
I do like fun. I just don't like the same fun as you.
No, you don't like fun.
You don't get to define fun for me.
You're a fun poo-pooer.
No.
And I don't think that's fair.
I'm not
you
a fun
poo-poo fun.
No.
This is a fun run for the Badgers. Just embrace
Says
fun.
you.
It's fun.
10,000 people like it. That's it.
It's fun. Last up for you guys. Speaking of the NIT.
Oh, my God. What?
Fun police.
Fun police. During halftime, while they were checking in with the booth, that included Purdue great.
This is fun. Yeah.
There was a sign behind the announcers that said cheese curds are overrated. Two things about that.
Overrated.
Overrated, right. They missed an R, right? So I caught that immediately. I tweeted out the picture. I was blown away by the fact that you're going to diss something and misspell one of the 4 words. What?
Cool.
What?
Good job spelling.
Yeah.
You're just like patting yourself on the back.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah. You're like, I saw it immediately that they spelled it wrong, and I retweeted it.
Oh, my God.
I'm just taking the L today.
Yeah, you
I'm
are.
owning it.
Are cheese curds overrated, Jim?
I think they're properly rated. I think they're fine. I think if you're coming out there saying that I hate cheese curds and cheese curds are bad and terrible, you're just trying to come up with a hot take. But to try to say like cheese curds are underrated, I think is unfair. I think they get the proper amount of hype. I think cheese curds are properly rated as good as, I would say, a great snack, but not like a thing I want all the time.
I think they're like overrated, man. So many people are into it, but like you don't have to define for me what I enjoy, so I can say that they're super overrated, and that's not going to affect you, bud. You know what I mean? I just think sometimes I can define my own things, and if you don't want them to be fun or overrated, that's fine. You should just accept that. It is what it is. It's a big nothing burger.
So the
No, I
Adam
actually
Madison
love
chimes in,
cheeseburgers.
says Jim's a grade 8 hater. It sounds like Matt Hamilton's a hater of me. You guys are just hating on me. You guys are the bullies. I just choose to be judicious in what I like and don't like, and you guys are picking on me. You're judging me for me having standards for what I like and don't like.
Jimmy, I felt a little bullied by you and Alex for my my bracket, so I like to flip the script every once in a while. I like to bully someone else.
You can't bully me, though.
Jim's anti-fun.
Says you, man.
Yeah, I'm fun.
You don't get to define fun for me.
Yes, I get to define fun for me. And
Great.
You're an anti-fun guy in my terms.
Okay. Am I a mushroom?
You're an anti-fun guy. That's pretty good. You might have just got the win.
No,
not even a chance. Congratulations, Matt Hamilton, our winner of today's.
See, you call me a hater. Matt needed a win. I'm a team player.
Yeah, can't shut me out.
No, you're just no fun.
I just fell on the sword.
You
for
hate
Matt.
fun.
I fell on the sword for Matt.
I had a lot of fun today with my polls, so I'm just happy to be
Go over
here.
there and play with your poll while I tell people about Canopy Wealth Management there. And Canopy Wealth Management, they take the time to truly get to know and understand the dynamics of your values, goals, and plans for your family. No family fits a generic mold, and neither should your financial plan. At Canopy, their clients' financial goals are something they're constantly striving to help reach maximum potential, which is why they work solely in your best interest. You define your goals, and they work towards making them happen with their comprehensive financial planning. Go to canopy-wealth.com to get started with them today. That's canopy-wealth.com. This is Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light. Miss any of the show? Find full show podcasts free on Wisconsin On Demand and wherever you get your podcasts.
If you're looking to purchase, finance, or service a new or pre-owned Honda, buy local. Shop Zimbrick Honda. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it for yourself at 2 convenient Madison service locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. Oil changes, brakes, alignments, and warranties. Honda's certified technicians handle it all. And if you need new tires, buy 3 and get the 4th for just $1 when they mount and balance them for you. Zimbrick Honda Service Center on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
Help us make a difference by supporting local veterans and others in your community. During Fleet Farm's Make a Difference event, stop by your local store and donate non-perishable foods, personal care items, or household goods, and you'll get $15 off your purchase of $75 or more. Now is your chance to help make a difference in your community during Fleet Farm's Make a Difference event.
Get ready, Badger Nation. Day of the Badger returns March 28th and 29th. This online Day of Giving event celebrates all things UW, but it won't be a party without you. So plan now to join the philanthropic festivities, whether it's contributing to a university cause that you're passionate about or sharing your pride in Badger selfies on social media. March 28th and 29th. Visit dayofthebadger.org to learn more about this party with a purpose. That's dayofthebadger.org.
My eye doctor gives me a lot of great advice, but the best piece of advice she ever gave me was where to go for LASIK. TLC Laser Eye Centers. Did you know that TLC has performed over 2.3 million LASIK procedures nationally, including treatment for over 10,000 doctors? Doctors recommend TLC because that's who they trust with their eyes. So book your free consultation now at TLC Laser Eye Centers, the doctor's choice for LASIK.
Right now, TLC is offering $1,000 off their Wavelight laser when treated in March. That's $500 off per eye. So call 888-TLC-2020 or visit SaveOnTLC.com. That's SaveOnTLC.com. The doctor's choice for LASIK. Must mention this promotion and be treated in March of 2023 to qualify. $1,000 off for both eyes on standard Wavelight price. $500 off for one eye. Cannot be combined with any other offers. See details at SaveOnTLC.com.
Big trailers and big opportunity. Since 1962, Stoughton Trailers has been a family-owned and operated business providing a professional yet casual work environment in Stoughton, Evansville, and Brodhead. If you're looking for your hard work to be rewarded with competitive wages and excellent benefits, plus growth and advancement opportunities, Stoughton Trailers is the spot for you. Positions now open in production, operations, finance, sales, engineering, and more. Go to stojobs.com to apply today. Stoughton Trailers, big opportunity.
You're listening to Rutledge and Hamilton on 100.5 ESPN. Brought to you by X Golf in Madison and Middleton.
Basketball, gimme the ball because I'm gonna dunk it!
Locked in on the Bucks.
No, never in a million years.
Bringing the insight and the analysis.
I do hate charge calls.
2022 Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, Eric Name of The Athletic, is on Rutledge and Hamilton.
Eric Name from The Athletic joins us now. You can see him at Jim and Matt. That is on YouTube as well. And this is Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light. Cool Hand Luke in Blanchardville chimes in. Come on, guys, quit picking on Jim. Cool Hand Luke, I appreciate that. But
come on, he always picks on me, Luke.
As someone who grew up in Wisconsin, the Bears fan, I have a very thick skin, and it would take a lot to actually bother me. But I do appreciate it, Cool Hand Luke. Matt Hamilton, on the other hand, got that cheese curd thin skin.
Yes.
He is worked up about the shade I'm throwing on his bracket. Why don't you go ahead and ask Eric Name from The Athletic, the seating in your bracket, who he's got winning here. Eric, thanks for joining us.
I can't ask him our first poll because it's the Milwaukee Bucks versus the Union Terrace. Like, obviously, he's picking the Bucks.
Okay.
So I'm going to skip that one. So the point of the bracket is That's So Wisconsin.
Sure.
And I'm putting out polls for things that I think are super Wisconsin. I've kind of seeded them.
Okay.
Seeding's debatable, right?
And this is a
It's
Matt
all
Hamilton
debatable.
passion project that Alex and I are very lukewarm on.
But I'm so red hot that this thing is just a bubbling right now. We're boiling. I don't need their heat.
Lukewarm.
I got enough heat for
That might
all
be
of
high.
us.
Lukewarm might be high.
So the one that I think, this is where like the rubber meets the pavement kind of poll. This one's a super good one. I got a Brewers tailgate
This one's
versus a farmer's market.
That's a good one.
Wow.
Yeah. What's more Wisconsin to you?
So where this gets tough, and the boys won't know, but my family owned like a greenhouse when I was like a nursery when I was a kid.
Really? Okay.
So I have like sold things at farmers markets. This is something like there's fresh produce that needed to be sold at the farmers market.
Absolutely.
From my family's business. So that's something that's near and dear to my heart. That's a passion of mine.
I get it, man. Getting the cheese curds and walking around the Capitol Square, that's got a soft
That's a
spot in
passion of
my
Matt
heart.
Hamilton.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm into the farmer's market.
With all that being said, it's a Brewers tailgate.
Whoa, all right. Well, you're with the majority of the poll right now. I think Brewers are winning. Brewers are definitely winning in a landslide, 70-30.
So, I mean, I think where there could be some flaws is I don't know if you're getting a large enough demographic for this poll. Like, this is a sports station, and you're asking sports fans about.
Well, I'm also retweeting it.
So,
on
yeah,
my
Matt's trying to
account.
make this happen. So he's put it up on his Twitter account with 35,000 plus.
Yeah, Matt has
social media
tweeted more
followers.
about the show in the last 24 hours than he has in the last 12 months.
I guess I'm just lukewarm on everything else, huh?
Well, that's a you problem. If this is what gets you going,
Yeah, I just like having ideas.
once a year is good, Matt. We're proud of you.
So anyway, Eric, I'm going to jump right into the Bucks because these guys have just been ragging on me
jumping
for this.
right in. Yeah, there we are.
4 minutes into the interview after you got your poll out of the way.
Yeah, I mean, I
Jump
got
right
the
in.
important stuff out of the way. Now we're going to get into the big Milwaukee.
Mr. NBA guy,
Yeah.
Matt Hamilton. All right, go ahead.
Now, I'm curious. You had an article recently, and I thought it was super intriguing because when people think the Bucks, they think, Giannis, they think Middleton, Portis, Holiday. You were mentioning how Ingles and Lopez have been like a dynamic duo out on the court lately. Can you elaborate a little bit on what you think has really made those two click when obviously they didn't start clicking?
Yeah, I mean it's been kind of interesting to see as the season went through. The Bucks signed Joe Ingles because they thought he could be really good in the pick and roll. And I think everyone, when they imagined that, was thinking, oh my gosh, I've seen Joe Ingles in his 8 seasons with the Utah Jazz throw a lot of lobs to Rudy Gobert, and Rudy Gobert just hammer it down with 2 hands. Oh my gosh, let's do that with Giannis. It's going to be great. It's going to be so much fun. And then Joe Ingles played a lot with the bench units, and he developed like a really good chemistry with Brook Lopez. And now when you look at Brook kind of having what I would say is his best season as a member of the Milwaukee Bucks, he's averaging more points than he ever has before. He's as good, if not better, than he ever has been defensively before. You put all that together, Brook's having this great season, and one of the reasons why is Joe Ingles and him have a really nice pick and roll chemistry. And it was funny talking to those two because at the start of the season, Ingles would just have turnover after turnover after turnover because he would keep throwing Rudy Gobert passes to Brook Lopez. And Brook Lopez is not Rudy Gobert. That's just like not who he is. He's more skilled offensively. He can shoot it. He can have that little floater. He can drive it. Like he's just a more skilled offensive player. And it took them like a while to figure it out. And Joe, being who he is, if you get him excited about something, it starts dropping F-bombs. And he just said, like, I just had to F and throw him the ball. Like, that's as simple as it was. Rather than like leading him and thinking I was the smart guy and seeing the defense, I said, throw it to Brook and let him take care of it. And it was fun for me to write just because I think Joe is such a smart player that it is fun to hear him say stuff like, I just had to throw the other guy the ball. Like I couldn't do anything. Like I just had to trust this guy to do it. And also that speaks to Brook and how talented he is. So it was a fun story that I was able to put together today over at The Athletic.
Kind of 2-part here. Where does Brook Lopez rank in some of the best acquisitions for the Milwaukee Bucks over the last 20 years at least? And also, where do you put him in the Defensive Player of the Year standings? Because he's a guy that's been dominant. You kind of alluded to his great play so far, but he is really, I think, one of the main cogs in this team looking like a championship team again.
Yeah, I mean, Brook's got to be really high up there as far as acquisitions even from like a franchise perspective, right? Like outside of drafting Giannis, I guess drafting any of the players that they have that are very good.
Yeah.
Trading for Chris Middleton. Brook Lopez signing him for the biannual exception for Mike Budenholzer's first season has to be among the very best. It's someone that was cast aside. He was someone that people thought was an offense-only player, someone that people thought was a liability on defense, and someone that people thought couldn't shoot. And now you see him every game. He's shooting, I think, 38% from the three-point line this year. He's getting to the basket. He's doing the post-up stuff. He's doing all that offensively. And then defensively, if he's not the front runner for Defensive Player of the Year, he's certainly in that top 3. I think maybe some people would say Jaren Jackson Jr. over him in Memphis. But I just think when you look at what Brook does, Brook has been doing this for so many years with the Bucks and so good at it for so many years with the Bucks that when you watch the Bucks on a nightly basis, you will see guards get past Drew Holiday or Javon Carter or Chris Middleton or Joe Ingles or whoever it might be. They might get by those players. They'll see Brook at the rim and just turn around and say, nah, I'm good. Like, I should want to go get a layup, but it's not going to work with that dude standing there. And obviously you can capture what he does defensively with blocks, but there's just so many shots that he turns away. There's so many shots that he alters that when you shoot a floater in the middle of the lane, you got to put an extra foot higher just because Brook Lopez is there. If you're talking about, I think he still has contested the most shots of any player in the NBA. You're looking at him for blocks. He's near the top of that list as well. Like, I just think he does so much for this defense that it's about time he got his due. I mean, I know he did make a defensive an all defensive team in 2020. But for him to kind of be back in this spot where we're not just talking about all defensive team, but talking about defensive player of the year, I think it's really cool for him in this season, that like 5 years into it with the Bucks and 15 years into it as his career, like he can still do these things.
Talking with Eric Name from The Athletic, and just for our listeners, and maybe Matt a little bit as well, Brook Lopez, the guy, is fascinating. I know there's a story back from when he played with the Lakers. He lived at Walt Disney World, or on Walt Disney World. Him and his brother are both like crazy in the comics. He's just not your normal athlete, let alone NBA player, and it really seems to bring a lot to the locker room, but also just as a person. Like, let our fans know what a unique human being Lopez is.
So, I mean, Brook is 7 feet tall, 280 pounds. So let's just start there. He's a massive, massive human. He still has a home on Disney down in Florida. As he revealed to Thanasis Antetokounmpo on TA's podcast, there's secret passages in it. Like, they just decided that was a thing that if you're going to have a house on Disney, you should do. So he has that. He got married at Disney. So 7 foot, 280 pound monster of a man that has the deepest, loudest voice you've probably ever heard, is a Disney fanatic, loves comic books, loves reading. 2 years ago, he compared the Bucks defense to a single line from the pilot episode of Frasier. And I wrote a story about it because it was insane.
I love Frasier. What was the line? You know the line?
So he was talking about how in wow, this is terrible radio.
I put you on the spot, but I just
okay. So in Frasier's apartment, if you know the show Frasier, Frasier is what, Princeton, Yale, something, Ivy League educated. His dad Marty is not. Big sports fan, and he has a favorite chair, like a recliner. It's
like a 1970s chair to help describe. And Frasier's apartment is very chic.
It's grungy, it's dirty, but this is like high class with low class. And when he puts it in, I believe his brother Niles essentially says like, well, eclectic design is in right now. And Brooks said that the Bucks were eclectically designed defensively because they had him, they had PJ Tucker, they had all these people that maybe those guys don't normally fit together, but
so they were the chair.
I think PJ Tucker was technically the chair. Tucker was the chair that got added in. The Bucks defense as a whole was the apartment.
Right.
But I mean, that's a perfect story to kind of attempt to explain Brook Lopez. He is just an unbelievable character, like a super smart guy that, loves Disney and also just happens to be insanely good at basketball.
I thought you'd like that, Matt. I know, like,
Frasier.
Lopez has been one of my favorite players before he even got to the Bucks. Him and his brother are just fascinating, and I thought our listeners would like that insight. Matt, what do you got?
So I was looking up some like fun news about Giannis, and they said that this is Giannis's 13th perfect triple-double. And I don't know what a perfect triple-double is.
Sure, I can correct you on it. So it's not his 13th perfect triple-double. It is the 13th perfect triple-double in NBA history. And what Giannis did on Sunday was he had a triple-double, so obviously 10 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists, and he did not miss a shot from the field. He went 9 of 9 from the field on his way to that stat line. I believe only 4 players have ever done it with 20-plus points, which Giannis did. So you're talking about, I think it's like Wilt Chamberlain, Draymond Green, I would guess Elgin Baylor. That tends to be the other person that does things like that historically. So that is the latest thing Giannis did. And honestly, I was actually thinking about it the last couple of days. Like, I write Brook Lopez, Joe Ingles story. Over the weekend, I wrote a Joe Ingles story. I wrote about Chris Middleton. I wrote about Drew Holiday. I was like, man, I just like don't really write about Giannis anymore because no matter what he does, even something as interesting as the 13th occurrence of something in NBA history, I'm still like, yeah, that's fine. Like,
Sounds right.
Giannis played good, but like, I don't know. It was more important that Brooke Lopez did this thing or Joe Ingles did that thing. So it is funny to kind of imagine the spot that we've gotten to, that now in his 10th NBA season, something that's occurred 13 times in NBA history, we all just like, yeah, okay.
So I'm also curious now with the kind of the vibe of the Bucks locker room. We are, I think, 2 games up on the Celtics and maybe 3 on the 76ers right now.
That's correct.
How are they feeling about that 1 seed? Is that something that's still like a main goal? Are they thinking, as long as we're healthy, the 1 seed doesn't matter? What's the vibe in the Bucks locker room?
Honestly, the Bucks have been a team over the years that don't really care about their seed. They were the number 1 seed their first 2 seasons under Mike Budenholzer. That didn't go well. They were the 3 seed in their 3rd year under Mike Budenholzer. They won a championship. So they have tended not to really care. And they've been asked a lot recently about the number 1 seed and what they care about in, winning regular season games when they went on that big winning streak as well. And today, like, Grayson Allen had the strongest answer we've heard on it this entire year. Like, Grayson legitimately said, like, I know as a group, we want the 1 seed. And it's interesting to hear because the Bucks tend not to be that honest about things. They tend to just say, oh, we don't know what's going on anywhere else in the world. We're just focused on ourselves. We're trying to get better every day. So they tend to go coach speak, team speak, what cliches, like all of that stuff. And it was interesting to hear. And I think, honestly, I don't know that it has a whole lot to do with home court. I think ultimately in the Eastern Conference, there's 3 teams that can compete to get out of it. And I think you're looking at the 1 seed Bucks, the 2 seed Celtics, and the 3 seed 76ers. And if you have any idea how a bracket works, you have the 1 seed versus the 8 seed that plays the winner of the 4-5 game. And then you have the 3 seed versus the 6 seed that plays the winner of whatever I said, 4-5, however.
3-6.
That knows how a bracket works.
Yes, trust me.
Dialed in.
Bracket master.
Dialed in on the brackets. So you understand that if you want to go to the finals as the 1 seed, you only have to play one of those teams. If you're the 2 seed or the 3 seed, you have to play one of the Sixers or Celtics in the Bucks, or the Bucks have to play both the Sixers and the Celtics. And I think more than anything, that's what they want to avoid. I don't know that it's like, quote unquote, like 1 seed, home court advantage, best record. That's what we want. I think it's more like, we know how much of a battle the playoffs can be. We know how hard it can be to get through, 4 series, win 16 games. If one of those series is a little bit easier, that would be great. And I think more than anything, that's kind of what they're looking at.
Eric, as awesome, as always, awesome stuff. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, guys.
That's Eric Name from The Athletic. You can listen back, Wisconsin On Demand, Apple, Spotify, any of those great places. Before we let you go, make sure to think about X Golf in Middleton the next time you're thinking about having some fun, whether it's going out there with some buddies to drink some Coors Light, play a few rounds, get ready for the golf season, join a league, have a competition, whatever it is. X Golf in Middleton is the spot to be. This is Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light. The mountains are blue, and we can prove it. Follow the show on Twitter at Jim and Matt. Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Alex Strofe.
This Badger Minute brought to you by Gruber Law Offices. If you or a loved one has been injured in an accident, call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. The celebration continues for the Wisconsin women's hockey team following their NCAA record 7th championship win over the weekend against Ohio State. Thousands of fans welcomed the team back to Madison at LeBron Arena Monday night. In attendance included athletic director Chris McIntosh. Here's his message to head coach Mark Johnson and his staff.
You've won a lot of championships, but you represent what college athletics is supposed to be about.
Again, that's an NCAA record 7 championships for the dynasty known as Wisconsin women's hockey.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin allows you to customize by painting, staining, or leaving bare to complement your unique home decor. Get 0% up to 4 years at PellaWI.com.
Olson Toon has been customizing both residential and commercial outdoor living spaces since 1997. Matt Hamilton here from ESPN Madison. For over 50 years of combined experience in their management and design teams, Olson Toon has become one of Wisconsin's premier building and landscaping outdoor living firms. Landscaping and maintenance, irrigation, concrete work, pools, and more. If you have an outdoor living need, Olson Toon is here to help. Go to olsontoon.com to get started on your home project today. That's olsontoon.com.
This is Buster Olney, host of the Baseball Tonight podcast, inviting you to join us. We go 3 days a week with great guests from players such as Mike Trout and Carlos Correa, managers like Dusty Baker and Dave Roberts, general managers like Brian Cashman and Alex Anthopoulos, and our regulars, Jim Kirkchin, Sarah Langs, Jeff Pass, and Carl Ravitch. Baseball is a great fishbowl of humanity, and we go big game fishing every day. Listen wherever you get your podcasts.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone, America's #1 brakes destination. We have the pads, rotors, drums, shoes, and brake fluids to improve your stopping power. Right now, save 15% when you get any 2 Duralast rotors with a set of Duralast brake pads. Missing a tool? Ask about our free Loan-A-Tool program and borrow the tools you need to get the job done.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Claim based on data from the MPD Group 2021. Deposit required for Loan-A-Tool.
Ben Brust here to tell you about the Princeton Club. I joined the Princeton Club because I was looking for a place I could invest in my health, and the environment and the community I have felt has made it so easy for me to incorporate it into my everyday life. It doesn't matter where you're at in your fitness journey because they have something to offer everyone. It also goes beyond fitness. From the moment you walk in the club to the moment you walk out, there is a togetherness felt throughout the members and staff that keeps you going for your better tomorrow. Don't wait any longer and get started on your fitness journey today at PrincetonClub.net. That's PrincetonClub.net.
How easy is it to use the UW Credit Union mobile app? We've compared it to other everyday tasks with ratings from 1 to 10, 10 being hardest. Sending money to friends on the app, 1. Putting on your shoes, 4. Paying bills on the app, 1. Putting on your kids' shoes. Okay, stop kicking. Okay, that's a 9.
UW Credit Union, here for every you. Federally insured by NCUA.
You're listening to Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealership.
Don't let summer sneak up on you. Now is the time to get excited about enjoying the outdoors on luxury patio furniture. The Bruce Company is Dane County's premier retailer of outdoor furniture. Order now and be ready to entertain all summer with dining tables, umbrellas, grills, and comfortable deep seating furniture. High quality, exceptional craftsmanship, all the latest styles and colors, and made with durable materials that hold up to Wisconsin weather. Now through March 27th, they're having a sale on their North Cape Furniture brand, 20 to 30% off. Head into store for details. Ask yourself, what is the lifestyle you want outside? Then let the trained staff at the Bruce Company help you find and bring your outdoor dreams to life. The Bruce Company, your outdoor living experts. Matt, good hearing from you. Turn your mic on.
Great show today. Got to talk to Eric Name. Got into a little bit of this Goody, Jordan Love, Matt LaFleur. But most important, the That's So Wisco bracket. Go to Jim and Matt at Twitter and vote.
This is Rutledge and Hamilton presented by Coors Light.
See?
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do it with a Coors Light. Mountain cold refreshment made to chill. 2020 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
Hi, this is Dennis Summerall. Join us every week for Zimbrick Honda's Prep Mania on Good Karma Brands radio station. 100.5 ESPN, WTLX, Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN Madison studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Yeah, it is. I'm Alex Strofe, your Sports Center update brought to you by the Nitty Gritty, home of the award-winning Gritty Burger and the official birthday place. Enjoy a full menu and an extensive tap beer list and craft cocktails in downtown Madison, Middleton, and Sun Prairie. The nitty-gritty, a tradition since 1968. Well, the Badgers advance to the Final Four, except this time it's in the NIT. The Badgers beating Oregon on the road last night in the quarterfinals of the NIT punched their ticket to Vegas, where they will take on the University of North Texas in the NIT semifinals next Tuesday. Head coach Greg Gard after the win.
It's not been perfect. It's not been pretty at times, but one thing that can never be denied